whenever you might be choosing to listen to this. This is Guinevere. I am with the Church of Satan, and I just want you to know that Jesus does not love you. Satan, the devil, Lucifer, he does love you. And, well, if we could somehow just gather around the devil's armies and unite behind this beautiful screaming. Just kidding. This is Quantavious D of the Jury World Order, and you are tuned to the Screaming Chuy Show. So, watch out, there's a hard J, and my name is D. So be ready for a Screaming C, the Screaming Chuy Show, endorsed by the Jury World Order. Well, at least me. Nobody gives a shit. What's the other guy's name? My name is Drew. Oh, yes. Oh, silly of me. Yeah, go fuck yourself, Drew. And now, here's Chuy.
Warning, content not suitable for children. Listener discretion advised, yo. Hey, you got this great idea for a podcast? You think it'll do very well? Maybe you're right, but you have no idea how to start it, right? Maybe you don't have access to a computer, maybe programs, it could be pretty complicated, right? Well, guess what? You don't have to. All you have to do is just go to anchor.fm/start. That's it. Or get the app. It'll do everything for you. You have all the tools, and guess what? It's free. Yeah, that's right. It's free, and you get paid for it. Boom. That's what I'm doing right now. Yeah. So go to anchor.fm/start, and boom, you're welcome. So I look forward to hearing your podcast. Please jump on in and join us. Join me in this vast community of podcasters. Great. Thanks. Screaming Chuy Show, your source of entertainment and overall fuckery. Yeah.
Nervous. Oh my god, my name's Starfire.
Everyone, welcome back to the Screaming Chuy Show, another epic episode. This is your host, Chuy, and I'd like to welcome back a very special guest, Drew. Professor, right? Quantavious D?
Well, yes, that is what some people call me. Others will call me, Quantum Realm, Quantum Man. One guy called me Ted. No, Chuy, I don't like Ted. I don't like anybody named Ted.
Why'd I bring it up, right?
It's okay. Hey, we were throwing eggs at his Twitter account the other day. I know that you stopped by, and we thank you for your time.
Ostrich eggs.
They were huge, big sons of bitches, like huge. Totally. Starfire, she threw one at me, and we dunked her in the dunk tank. And it was irrelevant. Anyways, thank you for having me. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
I hate Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil, well, you gotta get real.
Oh, shit. Doctor...
I wish he made shirts that says "Get Real." Be all fake.
Get real, okay? Get real.
Hey, man, and by the way, I love your fucking podcast, yo. I'm a regular listener. Every time you come out with a new episode, I'm like, yes, whatever I'm listening to, it stops right there, and I start listening to Drew World Order, yo.
Checks in the mail. Appreciate that.
For real, man.
No, seriously, I really appreciate that. And I would say that right back at you, dude, you've kind of, as far as the professional level and overall organization and just how you conduct everything, you definitely are. It's been fun to see you grow and like develop, and you got something now. You really do. Not that you didn't have something before, but
it's a learning process.
It definitely is, and the Lord, He's there to guide you. And Jesus, He wants you to know that you like them club crackers. You know who doesn't like those? Jesus. Okay. So thank you. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
I love his crackers and his blood.
Well, we talking about white people or just crackers?
maybe both.
Oh, good. Well, we like small children.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm
I
happy to be here. Thank you.
I heard there's a glory hole in the confessions booth in that church, right?
Well, which church? Church of Satan?
Church of Satan. I think every church should have a glory hole. Just cut the shit, right?
Well, I think you're right. If I was running for office, and there's a rumor that I might be for my state legislature, but if I was like, listen, hey, here's the deal. Okay, I go into church and I don't get no glory hole. How am I supposed to last through the sermon? He's talking about nuts of steel and the Lord being walking on water. I got skate.
Skeet skeet. And then it should have like a cup holder, but for wine glasses in the confession booth. Be kind of like Vegas, right?
But why not? The Vegas now has an NFL team. Like, hey, dude, I don't mean to change the subject, but yeah, we live in strange times. Just epic. Even Bane would be like, "Oh, fuck, this was fucked up.
He goes back to that cave where he was raised at. He's like, "Fuck this shit. It was better in there."
Oh, you came back to die with your city. Can I please have the cave? I would like to go back in the cave for 1,000 of years. Oh, God. He's like, oh, perhaps he's wondering why the world was so fucked up to begin with.
Hey, do you know Heath Ledger was supposed to be in that movie?
Dude, yes.
He was supposed to team up with Bane.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but the brother of Christopher Nolan is Jonathan Nolan. And he, like, originally, when they wrote Batman Begins, he wrote, like, without Christopher Nolan knowing. Like, he had a treatment for all three movies because just, like, because he wanted to see where this would go if they were to get another two. And the third movie was supposed to be Ledger, Scarecrow, Bane. It was supposed to be basically the longest night or something. Then when Batman got his bat broken, and Azrael in the comics came in to replace him, but he eventually rose when he went to the Lazarus pit. That's what that pit in The Dark Knight Rises represents. That was the Lazarus pit. He rose from, seriously. Like,
that's deep.
He truly became like invincible because at that point he passed the mantle on. I mean, Nolan actually, dude, Dark Knight Rises has its faults, but Nolan, how he blended, like that was the Lazarus pit. And that shot of him like coming out of it. Oh man, yeah, like that was their version of like him being invincible now,
Fuck, dude, I want to watch that movie again. Like, I think I like it even more now.
Well,
I had no idea.
Right? There's 18 minutes of Batman in the entire fucking film. That's it.
Really? What the fuck?
Right? Yeah, that's how good that movie is. But it's a Batman movie.
I had no idea. And half of those minutes are him fighting Bane. I bet.
Yeah, that one scene in the middle where he gets his ass kicked, like, oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. Yeah, I was born in it.
Yeah.
Born by it. I didn't see the light until I was a man. By that time, it was nothing to me but blinding.
Dude, you do pretty good, bro.
Theatricality and deception are powerful agents against the uninitiated, aren't they, Bruce? But you and I, we are initiated. Members of the League of Shadows, and you betrayed us.
Dude, I wonder if Bane's ever had sex. He's all kinky because he has to keep the mask on.
God, I wonder if he probably tells him like, put a bag on my head. Oh yes, put a bag on my head. Saran wrap me. He's like Saran.
Choke me harder, will you? You spank my buttocks harder.
Jesus Christ, dude, that's pretty harder. Oh, yes. He like stands, he's like, let's not stand on ceremony.
I love it.
He fights like Bruno or Borat, like, hello.
Oh, fuck Bruno. Dude, I couldn't finish that movie, bro.
Yes.
I was like, what the fuck, man?
It was like totally
even I'm like totally flamboyantly gay, and oh my god, for real, like wow.
You know how he had like a little boyfriend, that little Asian guy? Didn't he like stick a champagne bottle up his ass or something?
I think so. Yeah, he had that bike that he'd been over, like one of them would ride it and it was fucking him. He's like, oh wow. It's one of them movies, not really Academy Award winning worthy. We showed it at the local church. They said this looks like one of them educational films, and we said that's right, Darla, it is.
They played on sex ed.
We showed it to the little boys and girls down at the Salvation Army, and they rented some bullets and guns, and they played cowboys, and they blew their brains out. We're praying for them.
But they're with Jesus now.
The Lord called them with his little OCs. His weapon.
I bet the Boy Scouts loved it too.
Let me tell you something about them Boy Scouts, Kaylee. They got them pine racing derbies. That's a goddamn Muslim tradition.
The Muslims.
Yeah, Operation Rest the Brown Ones, I don't know why we're just not doing that.
Operation Rest the Brown Ones? Dang. I can imagine our government saying that.
Hey, this is George W. Bush. Across the perils of time, sorry about that, sparrows. Chaney told me to say it. I want to let you know that my daddy, he told me that the rest of the brown ones were coming for you. Not the chinchilla, but you in Afghanistan. Chaney, freedom, don't tell Canada, we're freedom lovers. All right, now they're freedom haters. Bin Laden, I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay, thank you. God bless America.
No, and by brown ones, I don't mean them chimichanga brown ones. I mean that homeless brown ones.
It's like, could you imagine a politician getting in front of a microphone and saying something stupid, and then saying after that, like, listen, first of all, I didn't know them microphones is on, okay? Nobody told me them things is on, okay?
It's all conference call and shit.
Well, it's my bad. But yeah. So, have you, like, incorporated, or not incorporated, but integrated your show into, like, Chartable or anything like that?
No, I've heard about it, but I haven't really looked into it.
Yeah, you can, it tracks you, and you can start to show up on the charts and shit. It's a good way to get exposure too.
What?
Yeah, I think I'm number 69 on some, I think the total global reach, I think I'm like number 3,000 something. Like, hey, if you ain't first, you're last. I think there's something.
Ricky Bobby.
But dude, think about that. So global reach, there's 600 some thousand podcasts, and I'm like number 3,000. That's not bad, baby. Not
bad at all.
I'm gonna call Cruella de Vil and be like, fuck, why you want to skin them puppies, you cruel evil bitch,
Them puppies didn't do anything to you.
Yeah, we're talking about titties, we're talking about little dogs, titties,
Hey, dude, what did make sense is that bitch was rich as fuck. She could have just bought a coat.
Dude, she's driving a fucking Rolls Royce, souped up like a Batmobile. Maybe that's Batman on acid. Maybe it's what he thinks, hell, I don't know. These are the important questions, right, dude? These are the questions that are how we're going to beat the New World Order. We've got to figure this out, that's the only way.
Question everything.
Listen, hey, you can't question Democrats, okay? We wouldn't lie to you. All right, I'll tell you. I want you to listen to me, I promise.
I would love you.
I love you every day. I love her too. Shit, I really love her.
I wish like W. Bush would be like W, and Clinton would be like Clinton.
Listen, hey, say, baby.
He puts the M for Monica. Oh, I mean C.
He's like, hey, hard J. Oh shit, that's a hard C. Hard J. Oh shit. So yeah, what else we got? What's
any crazy?
Yeah, talking about the podcast, like the prank calls thing. Like, I started to wonder, like, I can't fucking mix like prank calls in with like a philosophy, because I kind of am pretty serious on the podcast shit. I guess for the most part, there's not a lot of jokes, so I figured, why not just do the prank call
dude
podcast,
like your Christmas one. what was the name of it? Energy frequencies and energy vibrations.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that one blew me away. That was so fucking deep. I'm like, I felt like Buzz Lightyear when he realized he's just a toy, you know, just reality.
Back, shield your eyes. Great. We'll blink him to death. Dude, yeah, I like that. Okay, that probably was one of the best episodes I've ever done, but I still think it sounded like way too scripted, you know. But
I think you do good. When I do scripted ones, like I fucking try and read too fast and I'll fuck words up and shit.
Yep, dude, I'm finding. Yeah, have you found like it's like harder to read when you get older? I'm like butchering every 5 words now. You know, it's like, God damn, fuck.
For real, huh? Watch, there's gonna be like little kids making fun of us, just like we did as kids, you know.
Yeah, I know, right? They're gonna be throwing their fucking meth pipes and all the fucking used condoms at us. Like, fuck, I don't know what we're gonna do. They're
gonna be snorting condoms and spit it at you, like the condom challenge.
The condom challenge. Hey, that reminds me of. See, this is what I'm talking about. Let me find the BK challenge for you.
Yo, BK, like Burger King challenge?
I made this.
I'll take that.
I made this up. Well, I don't know if you'll take it after you find out what it is, but hold on just 1 second. I'll be back in 1 hour. I gotta let you know. I'm just kidding.
1 hour. To be continued.
Hell, you know what they say. I don't know what they say, but I was just saying that. My daddy used to say that. He used to never finish it either, but that's okay.
My daddy.
Hey, it's the real deal, you know.
The BK challenge. Like, that's a real challenge going on right now?
Sorry, dude, I'm so stoned. Let me just find it. I'm so sorry. I thought I saw like a gaping asshole on my screen, but it wasn't. It was totally a peacock. Exactly, like for real.
Where the fuck? Or like when you see those fucking hairless moles and it look like just a whole bunch of penises.
Those are my favorite, for real.
I'm like, I've seen that and I'm like, man, dicks are ugly, yo.
And shit, where the fuck? Dude, I don't know. Castbox is getting weird, man. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah? Like the style of it, or?
I don't know. Dude, the people on there, I think, are fucking a little bit, you know. I don't know.
I like going out there just to fuck around.
Oh, yeah, it's good. It's going to be a troll. I find that. Are you ready for the BK challenge?
Let's do it, man. What is it?
All right. I made my own challenge because why not? Your objective is to do what is on the list at your local Burger King of choice. But first, here's what you need, okay? You'll need the weird coat from Joseph and the Technicolor Dream coat for starters. You need 2 goldfish in separate bags, a cane, a fake mustache, 6 senior citizens. Prefer them to be on Medicare Part B, but I'll settle for any senior citizen. A twink on a leash, a McDonald's Big Mac, an Obama phone, not for the recording, but as a prop. These are the items you must have in order to do the tasks first. Okay, and then, okay, so this is what I said to somebody. He was like, I can accept everything except the fish. What all made this come to mind? And he's like, what the fuck's an Obama phone? I said, the Obama phone is a free phone given out under Obama. And he's like, oh, well, I guess it's brilliant now that I think about it, you know. The goal is to become, what the hell's the goal? Oh, he said, I wonder if I can pull this off without ending up on the internet. And I said, the goal is to become the internet with this video. So that's the BK challenge. I don't know what the fuck. I forgot what the task itself was. But, you know.
So you got to roll up to a Burger King?
Yeah, but I can't remember what you're supposed to do. I guess if you're just supposed to walk inside with all that shit, you know.
And just order something?
I mean, hell, if you walk inside with all that shit, you know, I'd be impressed with that. You know, I'd probably buy you a Burger King hamburger or 2.
And why do the goldfish have to be separate? Do they fight?
I didn't say to myself when I had to ask. Maybe that was a professor thing.
And the old,
you know, those Chinese, they fight. You know, they kill each other, murder. It's fucked up, you know. We don't have to see it until they're in Burger King. I don't want to see anybody. Listen, if anybody fish is going to go down, I want to see it happen in Burger King. You know what I mean? Have it your way.
Not in front of the children.
Well, the children can go fuck themselves, honestly, you know.
Right? Because if they're listening right now, what the fuck are you listening to? What
Right?
are you doing listening to this?
Their parents are obviously what I would call a talentless shitbag, you know? And, well, let me tell you something about children. Every time I go to Burger King, I don't even get the fucking crown. There's one left in little fucking Tommy, snot-ass Tommy. He's got snot coming from his fucking nose. He's jerking off with it. You know, his mom is probably doing cocaine under her thumbnail. And these people are ordering in front of me, getting my fucking crown. You know, give me a fucking break.
They didn't even bust out with cocaine either, huh?
Well, you know what? Listen, I'm not saying I wouldn't take some because, lady, you're strong to fuck out. Your child, he's got no shoes. At least they don't match. Number two, where are you from? Kenya? Get the fuck back to Middle Kansas, you know?
Middle Kansas? Oh, man.
It's one thing after another with these people. You know, when I say these people, I'm talking about, you know, the beautiful women everywhere across the world. I love pussy.
There you go, dude. You gotta live it up, man.
Right? Sorry about that. Did I? Hold on. No, Professor. That's okay. You're good. Hey, go get me a Corona. You coronavirus? You don't want that shit. You know? Come on, man. I'll be right back. I gotta find the pussy. I'll be right back.
It's some Lyme disease.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, what was the joke? Somebody told me a joke. I got my coronavirus. Oh, yeah. I put lime in my Corona, you know. It ain't the best, you know, of the jokes we've ever made, but I didn't technically make it. You know, I was fucking my wife when I saw the garage door was open. There's possums looking at us. We said, God damn.
Is that how fucking 22 badgers came in? Is that how you got them?
Well, I'll tell you how I got those things. I was supposed to show up as the Schwann's guy, you know, to fuck this girl. And long story short, the New World Order took me down. I took them down. And then the Queen of England, she shapeshifted right in front of me. I hit her over the head with a fucking keg, natural light keg. Nobody gives a shit, you know.
That's a big fucking keg, yo, over the head.
Real big.
She's a lizard, so she could take it, right?
Well, you know what she told me right before after she shapeshifted into the lizard, right before she's going to eat my face? You want to know?
Yeah, what'd she say?
I have trouble saying this. It's so hard for me. Sorry. It's not really sad. It's just funny.
Just let it out, man. It's okay.
She said, I just ripped my granny panties, so I'm going to rip you up now. I said,
Did she try and break her tail off and, like, dildo you with it?
Yeah, that's when Ted Kappel and I teamed up. He was awesome.
You teamed up with Ted Kappel?
Yeah, he brought me the sword from Excalibur. Or the Excalibur sword. Whatever sword was in the fucking rock, you know? That Arthur's an asshole. But,
you know, so you don't hate him no more?
Well, you know, his sister's in the house.
This is great, man. People are like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? Well, listen to Drew World Order, you will know.
Yeah, it's a long story. You know, I apologize. His sister's in the hospital. It's been a rough couple of days. So, you know, I'm kind of taking it easy on him. I did take shit in his pool, his indoor and his outdoor pool. Yeah, I know. It looks like a baby Ruth. It'd be fun.
Now, did you take a shit in the same day? Or, like, did you take a shit in one pool and come back the next day and shit again?
Oh no, you do it same day, Troy. You do it same day, every day.
Was it solid or, like, diarrhea?
It was payday level solid, you know.
Payday, wow.
More like a Snickers bar with poop, you know.
Like a Baby Ruth kind of.
You know, that's exactly. And I saw a movie one time. I can't remember. The young man took a bite out of it, and somebody fainted. I think I passed out and pissed my pants. The microwave turned on, and that's when I knew the Saudi Arabia. You know, they were attacking, but they never attacked. It's I can't tell you. I don't know.
It was a simulation, bro.
It's vodka's, vodka. It used to be vodka. Used to have a vodka problem. You know, not anymore. I love children. You know, they're good people.
They're good people. They're good Americans.
You know, I used to vote for children. I can't tell you which one. I just make up a child's name and vote.
Imagine children ran as politicians.
Can you imagine that? Like, I would love to see that shit. I'd pay on pay-per-view every fucking day. Would. Oh yeah.
Everyone should chew bubblegum for free, and recess should be all day, every day. And then other kids are like, "That's anarchy."
You can't take away from art class to give more time to freaking recess. Like, you're a socialist Democrat, all right? Like, come on, baby.
They have their speeches written in crayon.
Little, like, fake clip-on. It's a clip-on. You know, you sure?
Different socks on and shit.
Like, fucking underwear outside of their fucking pants. Like, Superman would do it this way. I can, you know, remember when I ran for student council in 6th grade. I was like, listen, you vote for me, I'm gonna give you an extra 20 minutes of recess. Okay, I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. If I gotta suck some dick, I'm gonna do that for you, my constituents, you know. And then you think back, it's like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't have power to do that. How the fuck are they gonna swing that? Like, all right, what are we gonna do? We've got a puppet regime in office. We can't allow 20 minutes for a recess. Oh, we do. We'll lose $1.2 million for every 20 minutes. We do that every day. We've got to take this kid down right now.
The principal's like planning a hit on you and shit. Just like he has too much control. He's awakened every student. They're protesting not to come to school unless we give them recess.
Truancy. That's all we can do, Face Johnson. Don't call me Johnson. My name's Burroughs. Oh, I'm sorry. Damn.
Their assistant's like, but sir, that's only a paper arrest. God damn it.
Like, slams the hand down, like, we gotta act now, people. Oh God. Yeah. Okay, you know, they called me in on negotiators. These kids, they want to come back, number one. Number two, where are all the fucking hot teachers? Okay, come on. These kids love pussy too, boys and girls. You know, am I wrong? You think the hot fucking... Come on, would it hurt you to hike your skirt up? Come on. Not wear panties. You know, that's what's going to bring these kids back. They want to learn, okay? You want them to learn, right?
Hey, ain't it fucking hilarious about, like, the sexism, how, you know, if a female teacher molests little boys, like, everybody's like, fuck yeah, you know? Oh, that hot-ass chick molested my kid, fuck yeah, that's my son right there.
He's a man. He's a man.
Yo. But if it was the other way around, oh, he's a monster. Kill him.
You sick son of a bitch. You getting all hard over the underage, you know, like, but no, you're right, dude. It just blows my mind. Like, the dad would be out in the front page of the newspaper, like, hey, listen, my boy's a man, okay? He's a man.
He's like, I wish I fucked that teacher at his age, fuck.
You know, like, jeez. No, all I was doing was making moonshine. This boy's going places, okay? We're going to the next high school. We're going to move next week. He's going to do another one, you know?
He fucks another hot teacher. I'm taking him to Disneyland.
You know, hey, we're just trying to get that seed in there, have a book deal, and hope that's optioned into a movie. I make my $1 million and fucking, you know, I'll move to Hollywood, sacrifice some children, eat a goat head, and hell, it'd be a good time. I'll retire early, you know?
That sounds like a typical Sunday night for me.
Hell, fuck. Tom Hanks, he does the same thing. I saint it.
Tom Hanks? Dude, imagine him as a bad guy in a movie.
You okay in a movie? Continue with that thought, and then I'll elaborate.
Like, he's just way too nice, especially after Forrest Gump. He's a good actor. He could probably do it and blow your mind, but I just can't picture him doing it.
What if I told you that? Did you see Ricky Gervais's monologue at the Golden Globes?
No, I actually didn't watch that. But is he the one that was like calling all of them out and shit?
About Epstein and like pedophilia and shit, and dude, he was saying some crazy shit. Well, Tom Hanks's face, he gave this face, and a lot of people say like, oh, he was acting like he was just like, wow, this is awkward. No, the face he gives, like at one time he's like, oh shit, wow, they've outed us. Tom Hanks, dude, has posted some weird fucking photos on Instagram, like social media.
For real, bro?
Yeah, dude.
Wait, pacifiers?
Oh yeah, dude. Like they use like special codes and symbols, pacifiers, pizza, like that's in like different toppings of pizza.
For Pizzagate?
Yeah, And we're talking about like how this is a trafficking thing. They're moving these kids, and like, let's say that somebody's in this, right? Like, I'm not saying Tom Hanks. Please don't sue me, sir.
Like if
Listen,
they're in that circle, right, involved
yeah,
trafficking children.
exactly, dude. If you're willing to pay enough, and whether it be through blackmail or that you've sold your soul to the devil for whatever, for fame, or if you've been compromised, like, dude, if you have enough money and power, like, you can order whatever you want. You can literally, like, whatever, like, I want this type. This is what I want. I want this age, this type of hair. I want this, like, looks. I want, shit like that. That's what we're talking about.
That's
Like,
what that Jared guy, right, from Subway. That's what he was doing.
yeah, dude. I mean, you can literally, the powers that be at the deep, deep levels of this child trafficking and human trafficking. I mean, these powerful people are. Sometimes these kids will. Sometimes they're moved from one location to the next. They're also passing messages. Like, these are MK Ultra victims, dude. They're like
Really?
brainwashed. Oh yeah, dude. That's
Children?
Yeah, man. You can, like, you can program all these different personalities and do them. Read about MK Ultra. I mean, we talked about that before, but like, dude, yeah, man, they are fucking through trauma-based, like, control or trauma-based torture. They're creating all these different personalities. And the CIA, this is a declassified document. They were doing this shit in the 50s. I guarantee they're still doing it. But these child trafficking rings often are kids that, not all of them, but some of them are MK Ultra victims that have been programmed to deliver messages, like, sometimes even be trigger, like, to activate other triggers, or because, dude, it's
like the shooters, right?
the what do they call them, sleeper cells, man. Manchurian candidates, like, they're everywhere, man. I mean, there could be, all it takes is like a trigger phrase. Remember Captain America Civil War when they were trying to activate Bucky by reading those words? That's all that we're talking about. No different. Like, they have the technology, and it's not even technology. They probably have mapped the fucking human brain. Like, we're up against. I say we're up against, but it goes back to the powers that be. Like, what they have access to and what they know is just fucking, blow our minds.
And so let's back up a little bit for those listening and they don't know what MK Ultra is. Let's explain a little bit what's going on here.
Okay. So MK Ultra, it's declassified now, and
so it's not a conspiracy; it's proven.
Yeah, like, this is in the National Archives. You can go to the CIA and read about these experiments, this project. MK Ultra, basically, it was a mind control operation. How could we plant, like, thoughts or program certain personalities? Compartmentalization, the beehive, monarch-based mind control, like sex kitten mind control, or sex kitten victims. They use them for different reasons, dude. Like, the entertainment industry, Britney Spears, man, like, how she's had her meltdowns and shit. Her father owns all of her basically owns her. Like,
on her social media, right? He updates it for her and all that.
Yeah, like, it's just like he's like her handler, and that's kind of what we're talking about. And usually there's a handler, and then there's like they call him a slave or a victim. Arizona Wilder and Kathy O'Brien talk about this a lot. There are two deprogrammed MK Ultra victims. Like, Kathy O'Brien, her book Transformation of America, one of the most, like, vulgar, disgusting, like, awful books I've ever read in my life, because it talks about what these people, these Satanists, these Luciferians, like Dick Cheney, Herbert Walker Bush, what these people do to these kids and these victims. And oftentimes, she even says that, by the time you're 28, you serve no purpose to these people. And that's on the old spectrum. They love them when, dude, like, anywhere from the ages 4 to 12. And
that's disgusting, man.
Right, man? And if people think I'm kidding, then I will just encourage you to go look at the Jimmy Savile situation in London. And he had inside access to the royal family, and he was bringing kids, pushing kids. He was a pedophile himself, registered sex offender. He was, like, moving kids, or he had access to kids, and there's all kinds of stories of kids going missing after going into Windsor, or the Windsor Palace, or whatever. There's stories from the 80s about call boys being called in and allowed into the White House during the Reagan Bush years. I mean, you have to do a little bit of like looking, but if people really want that information, and I can even find it if you give me a few minutes.
Wasn't that like the White House Boys or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, there was a news headline in the Washington Post about it. That there was an inquiry into why call boys were being allowed into the White House after hours for tours and shit, you know. And then I even saw this. I was reminded of this the other day. In the when was it 1959 or the 60s? There were 12 kids that went to a ranch or something with the Queen of England, and no, like those kids were never fucking seen again. Like basically 12 orphans or something. I'll have to find this.
Yeah, and it's a lot of people in those programs, you know, in the foster care system, because, you know, a lot of them go missing and nobody cares, sadly.
Right. And think about this, too, because Kathy O'Brien also talks about this. Now, at a ritual, she indicates or kind of hints that you have somebody that's actually like running the ritual, and it's usually like a woman, a high priestess.
What?
Yeah. So you'll have like a high priestess that's either like in charge. It's kind of like Eyes Wide Shut, but it's maybe a little bit more elaborate because they use colors and they'll use smoke, they'll use different incense. They're trying to like produce like a certain vibrational resonance that matches with the entity,
like a frequency.
Yeah, dude. Literally, they're trying to produce like a ball of frequency or like a field that doesn't necessarily like vibrate to the current 3D where we exist. And people who have been at these rituals, you know, that's what they say. Like in the middle of this field where they are creating this frequency, like something appears, and it's usually like a fucking gray or green or brown, like reptilian entity. Like, you know, because it's literally there's a harmony or there's a tie between the two dimensions.
So,
and
my bad. I was just gonna say real quick, since you said the grays, the greens, and the browns, that's an alien species, right?
Yeah, and I mean, yeah,
there's some they call them the grays, and there's been reports of some brown and green, right?
And even like Stuart Swerdlow and Alex Collier talk about there's 3 different classes of reptilians. Even you have like the elite, the Draco reptilian. They have wings. Oh yeah, dude. Philip Schneider, he even kind of talked about there being as many as 26 different species of reptilians.
Philip Schneider, he was the guy that he said he was in a firefight with the aliens, right?
Yeah.
And he was missing fingers and he had a whole scar right here. He said he got shot by the laser.
Yeah, it was like some plasma weapon. Yeah.
Yes.
They were drilling, they're doing something. He was doing contract work for the military. And he had top secret clearance, but they drilled through something. And when they like basically like there was like 2 or 3 like reptilian entities around him, and they're scared, so they opened fire, and like a firefight ensued.
Yeah, and some of the people that were with him, military personnel, they ended up dying, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was actually rescued from the firefight.
Dude, that scar, like I've never seen a scar like that. That's fucking crazy.
Yes. For those of you look up YouTube Phil Schneider, and you'll see his speech where he shows his scars, proving that he got hit by a laser weapon from aliens.
And all of the rest of his story checks out big time. I mean, his how did he die? Was that who was the radio host? William Cooper?
They found him with his catheter wrapped around his neck.
That's right, yeah.
And nobody found out what happened.
That's just a coincidence, man. He probably did that after he's dead. I'd do that, I've seen a couple of pornos they do that, but
he was suicidal like Epstein,
Yeah, big time. Yeah, it's just it's amazing to me. Like, at what point some shit you can see through the bullshit a little bit easier, but we just we take this, it's like, hey, I guess that's fine. That's what they like. That's ridiculous. The lies are starting to get so ridiculous.
And what's funny is that, yeah, just like you're saying, how the lies are getting ridiculous. Like, so for example, my parents, right? They're old school Mexican Catholic. Like, they don't believe in conspiracy theories. And my whole life, ever since I was a teenager, I would tell them about the Illuminati and shit. And they would just look at me like I'm crazy. Like, they're like, where do you get this? Stuff like that. But as I'm getting older, and I would tell them about religion. This is why I don't believe in this and that. And I would ask them questions and they couldn't answer. And they're like, I don't know. But now as I'm getting older, now they're like fucking starting to realize, like the Epstein shit, they're like, yeah, that is weird. and I told my dad about Phil Schneider, and he looked up the video, and I'm like, a couple months after that video, he was found dead with his catheter wrapped around his neck. And my dad's like, he's like, you're right. He's like, you can't deny shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So seeing my parents starting to believe in shit like that, it's like you're saying, it's getting more and more obvious, you know?
And dude, that it makes me want to analyze that from, like, there's an obvious, like, metaphysical, like, people are seeing shit that they weren't seeing, you know, for whatever reason, like, people are.
Oh, now there's more cameras around everywhere, you know, social media.
And like, and there's disinformation too. And these people, the force, the powers that be, you know, whatever their end game is, like, they almost themselves are like, okay, we can't really deny this anymore. So maybe we let people in to the shallow end a little bit and then fucking cut them off or fear them off one way or the other by fucking like guns versus anti-guns, like abortion versus cul-de-sac effect people, you know, because
abortion against abortion, pro-life,
Republican versus Democrat, shit like that. And I was thinking about this the other day. I mean, as much as you want to know, like what are they doing? What's their end game? What is all this? Like, what is this? You know, what are we doing here? And some of those shit, you're just probably gonna have to wait till you perish from this realm. But
then they tell you the answers of the universe,
right? And dude, it'd be interesting to see, like, if you just like, all right, you take another turn, you're right back in there. It's like, oh fuck. But like, what the fuck was I say? So I'm so stoned.
Their end game?
Yeah, their end game. Oh, fuck! What? Hell, you know, we hate the New World Order. We're not very friendly. You know?
They got you, bro. They sent a signal. They fucking scrambled your brain right there.
What the fuck was I gonna say? Whatever their end game is.
Hi everyone, this is Molly from the Expose Podcast, a podcast that dives deep into a new topic every week. My co-host Rachel and I love searching for the truth about hot topics and things that seem just too good to be true. Our aim is to guide our listeners to the bottom of it all, and we have a lot of fun and laughs on the way there. New episodes are out every Friday, so check us out on all major platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and more, plus the Expose Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The Expose Podcast. Let's expose the truth together.
But just real quick, how you were talking about politicians and people up there trafficking children. One I've mentioned before, the Franklin cover-up case. You could look that up yourself. It's been proven to happen. And pretty much it's, again, politicians getting caught trafficking children. Some of the children testified against this governor. And many of the children said same thing, like they were in parties, sex slaves, you know, and they mentioned the Bushes, they mentioned high-ranking officers, military officers, the chief of police, and none of them ever got any charges. There was going to be charges on one guy, the governor, Franklin something, and he was also embezzling a shitload of money. There was young guys that he would spoil them with thousands of dollars worth of jewelry, coats, and stuff. Because, you know, he was their sugar daddy, right? And they weren't able to prove any of that, but Franklin committed suicide. And he was the only one they were going to charge. After that, they dropped the case. And if you look that up, do some research, because if you go on Wikipedia, it says it was a prank. But
that's fucking nuts.
If you look it up in other websites and put it together, I mean, it's pretty fucking crazy.
And do you see that? And they're basically, it's a scapegoat. You know, there's always going to be a scapegoat. But there's no, you talk about, like, okay, people would probably ask, because I used to ask the same thing. And I used to ask this. All right, how are they getting away with this? Number one. Number two, like, how is nobody, like, calling them out or finding out? Well, here's how. They get compromised one time. Somebody, like, a senator likes a young girl, like a pretty little young girl or something. They film it, or they get, like, a prostitute. They get them compromised somehow, and they get proof of it. And then at that point, they own them. And then they say, listen, You can play the game or you can have your career ruined. And as long as you play the game, we're going to continue to provide you with everything you want, you know. But if you fuck with us, if they own them at that point, you know. That's why you see all these, like, they're all sold out. Nancy Pelosi, all of them, man, they're just fucking, they're all bought and paid for, you know. But that's how they own them. And you don't get to be president of the United States unless they got some shit on you, you know, big time.
Yeah. They always need a fallback plan, you know.
Right? Yeah, these people, they live within their reptilian brain because they are genetically more in tune or resonating to that part of their brain, because that's their reptilian. Well, those people, you know, but the reptilian brain is it's just OCD. Like, they have to know the outcome of the game before they even take the field. Like, everything is scripted. They have this plan. Dude, it's the work of ages, man. They've been working on it for thousands of years, maybe 1,000 years.
I mean, they've been manipulating the public since the beginning of time. You know, since we were caveman, there had to be somebody that's like, hey, I'm going to be the best. You guys are going to listen to me. And, you know, with practice makes perfect, right? You do anything long enough and you got it down, especially if you pass down those techniques to people. And most of them are like born in it, you know. A lot of politicians.
Yeah.
And then the whole MK Ultra thing, how we're talking about, you know, the children being programmed. But also there's that weaponized part, right? Like so they'll program something in you and then you're just regular guy. You have a job and wife and kids and you're watching TV and this commercial comes on or you get a text or a number, a song, anything. And they train for that. Once you hear or see that, it triggers you. Bam, I'm going to go shoot up a school now. Yep. Or whatever they want you to do. And so that's been proving to actually happen. And that makes me wonder, you know, like the Vegas shooter. Like, nobody found out because he blew his fucking brains out. So, you know, and there's many others, like JFK, the guy who supposedly shot him. Like, he was killed right away. He didn't even go to trial or nothing, you know?
Yeah, somebody walked up to him and it's like, hey, man, sorry, we're too worried you're going to talk, you know?
Dude, the guy killed,
exactly. Hey, Satan says hello, pal. You know, the guy that killed Chris Kyle, man. Like, if you literally put these people or put a victim through this trauma-based mind control program, you're developing certain personalities, and each personality you can, like, basically on a trigger, you can cause them to enact a mission or a program or an objective. And if one of those personalities is like, okay, you've just been activated to go shoot up something or to kill this person, you've activated your fucking your sleeper cell. And after that, dude, like the guy from Aurora, after he shut up the movie theater, he went outside and just sat against the fucking wall. You know, the guy that killed Lennon was reading in the bushes, the same page over and over again.
Like they just went back to normal or some shit, right?
Yeah, like they're back in, you know, and then boom, that personality is probably tucked back away, and then the other one comes out, and you look at the lawyers of some of these guys, like the one that was for Aurora guy, James Holmes, like she's got some weird, like she's probably a psychologist or a cult trained or in that field, you know, like George Herbert Walker Bush was probably a handler, but he had a handler. Barbara Bush was probably his handler, but even she was fucking, hello, George, you know. But yeah.
And it's funny how we think politicians are so stupid. Well, a lot of them are, but the people behind them, they're the people you don't fuck with, right? Mm-hmm. It's not the president that you're worried about. It's the people above him, the people you have no idea, people you never see that are making these decisions, you know?
Remember when Trump first met Obama, when he went in there and when he first went into the White House with that initial meeting, he was just like, hey, yeah, thanks, baby. We look good. When he came out of that meeting, because it went for like an hour and a half, it's only supposed to go for 30 minutes. Dude, his face, like he was like, fuck.
Like they're probably like, we have all this against you. You have to do what we say.
Yeah, can you imagine? Like he probably went to like a deep, like went way, way underneath the White House to a bunker, like to an area that nobody even knows about. And there's, like Bill Hicks said, around a table, there's a bunch of like 6 capitalist fucking scum fucks smoking a cigar in the dark. And they're like, well, come on in.
It's like V for Vendetta, right?
Yes. And they roll down a screen and they're like, hit the tape. And Trump's like, what's going on here? And it's like a scene, or it's an angle of the Kennedy assassination that nobody's ever fucking seen before, And the tape rolls up and they're like, well, are there any questions? And Trump's like, what's my agenda? That's honestly, that I guarantee, like they are told something. Yeah. His face indicated that he was freaked the fuck out by whatever he was shown. Like, who knows, man? They could say that we're going to kill your family. They could say like, hey, your dog, we're going to let your dog fuck you unless you don't, anything, dude. And a lot of them just, cultures also, dude, even them can be under mind control. Clinton, man, there's a tape of Bill Clinton getting powdered for an interview where he literally just goes into like a daze. And it looks like the lady who's doing the powder is saying something, and she's like doing this weird, like, it's almost like she's performing a ritual on him in order to like activate him. Because he literally, I'll find it and we'll watch it real quick. But he's just like, fuck.
Hey, when they get activated, I wonder if you hear like the Windows power up noise. Yeah, yep.
Oh shit. Hey, I thought I was a Mac. I got some Windows. Fuck. You've got mail.
Hey, dude, have you ever seen that movie Black Mirror?
I have not.
Okay, never mind. You got to watch it. Do you have? It's on Netflix. So it's actually a series. It's a show. I think there's like 5 seasons, and it's trippy as fuck. Every episode is different situation, but you're gonna love it. I guarantee you would love it.
I'll write it down here. Black Mirror, huh?
Mm-hmm. And so they came out with a movie. I don't think you have to watch the series to get the movie because, like I said, all episodes are different. But there is Easter eggs, like a little, like you saw a piece of technology in one episode, and maybe later episodes you see that same technology but more advanced, or just shit like that.
Oh yeah, that shit. Let's see here. Let me find this Bill Clinton. Like, oh, here we go. Fuck, here I am. She's hot as fuck. I remember fucking her. Goddamn, baby.
Went to Pornhub.
Fuck, you know it.
Clinton porn.
Hey, strippers. I'll tell you what. That's all I can say. Here, I'll share my. Can I share my screen?
Yeah.
Is that allowed? I'm not sure.
Oh fuck! Maybe only the host could do it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I get scared. Here we go. This is it. Let's try this. All right, ready? Can you see it?
There it is. Yeah.
This is crazy, dude. So weird.
All right, let's describe a little bit what's going on here for listeners.
In a world where Roger Marneau, we were watching a mind control video. This is Bill Clinton. Come on, get right to the fucking shit. Here we go. Here it is. All right, we're watching a video of Bill Clinton being prepared makeup-wise for an interview, and he's being powdered and shit, and he suddenly just goes into a daze, and it looks like something else comes forward because he stops blinking. Isn't that weird, dude?
Dude, he looks like a doll.
Right? Yeah, he does. She's whispering to him, too.
Oh, fuck.
And as she powders his face, let's watch it again. Oh, yeah.
He has that blank stare like when you're fucked up at a party just sitting there.
Yeah, but he's coked out of his fucking mind, Yeah, but he blinks for a while, and then she does, this is weird how she, she's, trying to either, make him, I don't know. She's whispering something to him, too, I guarantee. She probably just activated him.
Ba-dink.
You've got mail. See? See that? You see what she did? She was just doing the hair, but she's whispering to him again.
Looks like a mother getting her kid ready for school.
Dude, it's creepy as fuck.
Like right before the kid shoots up the school.
Well, we're gonna end those everywhere. I think that's my opinion.
That's pretty crazy, dude.
Well, let's get real crazy now, okay? Because I'm gonna send something else to you. In 1967, okay. Let's see here. You still there? We didn't lose you, wait.
Oh no! What happened? Did it freeze a little bit?
I don't know. I'm scared. Hold me.
It's okay, Starfire. Just hang on. And you're grabbing my penis, by the way.
Oh my God, for real.
It's okay.
Like, oh my God, I thought that was my bullet. I'm so sorry.
Your 2-inch bullet.
I just want to say to all your fans that, for real, like totally. I don't even, like, what'd you say? I get Starbucks and I am so fucking high. Like, okay, hold on. Are we recording?
Oh, yeah. Did you ever find your bullet in the Arby's bathroom? So I remember you called him.
I did, yes. And they were so rude. Like, for real. But I'm so embarrassed to say this. I lost it another 2 times that week. Once at IHOP, and oh my God, Brad and I, we were fucking in the IHOP restroom. And oh my God.
You're using their raspberry syrup as lube?
Oh, he totally put that on my taint. And I said, Brad, wow. Yeah.
Hey, man, it's okay. I lost my my 8-inch dildo the other day at a QT, Quick Trip. I was in the bathroom and I fucking stuck it against the stall door like, plah! And then I bent over and backed my ass up in it. And I was going into town. And I forgot to lock the door. Yeah, exactly like that. And somebody opened the door and it just ripped that fucking dildo right out of my asshole, dude. Sprayed diarrhea all over the poor guy. And I just left. I didn't even take it with me. It's probably still there.
Well, the only thing I have to ask one question. Did you get an egg roll when you left? Like, I would have grabbed one of those because you walked right by the rollers, like for real.
I did. I grabbed the sweet and sour sauce too.
That is what I call a Chinese wonton. Good job.
I eat both egg rolls at the same time. Just
Oh, you know what? I saw Paris Hilton do that once, and I was like, "What a fucking slut!" You
should see her video, A Night in Paris.
Oh, I'm sorry. My dad, he liked her, and I don't even know. I'm sorry. Just continue. It's okay. I'm fine.
It's okay.
Yeah, what the fuck? Trey, I'm sorry. We got a bunch of asshats over here. They don't want they're a bunch of amateurs, man. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I have to deal with, okay? It's ridiculous. I'm ready to graduate.
It's okay, man. It's a family. Tight-knit family.
Yeah, it is. Get to share the same fucking body with this fucking Mr. Drew. I asked him, hey, how do we get my consciousness separated from you? And he's like, well, you're going to have to die, and I'm going to have to go too. And I said, well, we don't want that, so...
Hey, so when you masturbate, is it Drew grabbing it? Is it you? Is it Starfire?
Well, that's a tough question that we can speak from. It's a philosophical, and also as a philanthropist, I like to give away money. But that doesn't really answer your question. I think it's
you should be
sometimes
be a good politician, bro. That's a great distraction right there.
Right, and I'd probably just, I'd say the same thing. Like, she grabbed the base, and when she squeezed, the pre-cum, it's a pre-cum incident. What do you want me to do? Yeah,
it was clear, not white, so I did not come on her.
Exactly, it did not. It's antibacterial. It might sort of be out in front of Walmart saying, "Hey, you want some?" Yeah, never mind. I'm sorry. For the children.
Did you tell her that cum kills coronavirus? Is that how you convinced her?
I did, and she said, well, I need to put some on my ears. I said, honey, no, you don't. You need to put, I need to cream pie you is what I'm trying to do. We need to initiate the cream pie. Cream pie is for corona, right?
Hey, man. So, what do you think about? I haven't done an episode about coronavirus because I don't want to give them the attention, right? Because the media is blowing it up, and I haven't done an episode. I don't want to like give them the attention, but like real quick, what do you think about this whole thing?
Okay, well, there's a patent on the coronavirus from 2009 by the State Department. And dude, it's pretty weird, and it's she's coming, boys. She is coming.
Patent. So that means they own it, right?
Oh yeah, like somebody's fucking the State Department patented this. So it looks like what they say, biological warfare,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's weird though, dude. I think I looked at my website earlier. I have a coronavirus live map. There's 108,000 cases now. Maybe,
And 3,000 have died or something? Or six,
hell,
right?
I had 3,000 died in my apartment complex yesterday alone. It's a goddamn epidemic.
Yeah.
They took that hot waitress I was trying to bang down there at Denny's. Took her.
What?
I know. I tried to sneak in. I tried to give that corner, or what do they call him? Transistor guy. He's a transistor.
You won't get infected if you fuck your doggy style, because then she can't sneeze on you.
Well, shit, I didn't know that. I wonder if I can bring her back to life. Hey, Pet Cemetery, is that a real thing?
Mm-hmm. You just got to find the Indian burial grounds. But make sure the soil didn't go sour. That was the issue.
Fuck, you like sour lo mein? I don't like lo mein in my dirt.
That guy, there was the main dude in Aquaman. What's his name? Jason Momoa or something?
Mm-hmm.
So if you bury him in Indian burial grounds where the dirt went sour, Rob Zombie comes out.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
Love Rob Zombie.
Dracula, right?
Yeah.
Burn through the witches and burn through the witches and burn. Dracula! Sorry, that's a little off key there. Sorry.
Hey, there's this. So the original PlayStation, there was this game I really liked called Nightmare Creatures 2, and the intro has a fucking Rob Zombie song, one you probably never heard on the radio. I forgot the name of it, but it was fucking amazing.
What's the name of the game?
Nightmare Creatures 2. That was a pretty creepy ass game.
That's what I wrote the same thing about Hillary in my diary. Fuck.
Man, if that got leaked instead of the fucking emails, oh man.
I told her, I was like, baby, you look good. You got that lizard tail now, but okay, clinching. Okay, take your finger out of my ass because I'm leaving you behind. That's the song that we were going to play earlier, Chuy, but his finger's not in my ass right now.
Not at the moment?
Not at the moment. I'm usually not into anal play. I usually put my finger on their ass. Women, of course, all women. No toga for my diaper. Thank you.
No children, just women.
Yes, exactly. If there are children, 18 years one day, I'm far for that. But, yeah.
Hey,
sorry.
dude, then I tell people, I think I mentioned a couple times about the whole coronavirus outbreak. Remember last year, for the majority of the year, people were protesting in China against their government. Yep. And then there's nobody protesting now, bro. You know what I mean?
Nope. You're right. It's like somebody at the Biological Warfare Center or the facility. I don't know if that's what they call it, but he's like, oh, oops, don't know how that got out. Everybody's dead. No more protests.
Somebody just grabs this little glass vial and throws it on the ground. Whoops.
Oh, did that happen? I'm sorry. Oh God, more often than not, though, dude, people will just sell themselves for anything now, won't they? You just fucking, hey man, yeah, I'd love to. It just blows my mind, especially these politicians. That's why I don't know. We got to do something though to beat these people, and I think that the cavalry is on the way because there are bigger forces at work as well.
Mm-hmm. There's more people awakening.
Big time.
But
literally, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
oh, go ahead, dude.
I was just gonna like awakening. What is awakening? I talked about this a couple episodes ago. Like, what does it mean to be awake? Like, and I don't really think it's a contest of, hey, I'm more awake than you're. Like, no, everybody's on their own path of development and spiritual, whatever ascension. But awakening is like it's being aware of something that you really weren't aware of before, and that's all. I think that I try to push or say is like, just fucking be aware. Like, hey, put this in front of your face, look at it. Now that you're aware that Osama bin Laden was a CIA asset, like, and people ask me, what am I going to do with that? Well, you can spread the word, like that's just interesting. That's interesting to me because it's the same guy they blamed on the entire thing. When you're aware of it, you can be in a position, if you don't even fucking know or you're not aware of it, you're not going to be in a position to do anything about it, You know what I mean?
Or sometimes something else happens and you think back, you're like, wait a minute, there's a pattern here.
Yep, that's all it is, dude. That is all it is. When you like finally, as a star child or a human being, if you ever have those questions, those deeper questions, like, what is this? What are we doing here? Like, why are they telling us this when this is what seems to be happening? Something's off, something's just off. And when you start asking the questions or really ask the universe, hey, that's what I did, dude, when I was 21. I was in Storm Lake, Iowa, looking at the sky, and like for like an hour and a half. And right before I left, I asked the universe, hey, all right, show me what's going on. Like, tell me what's going on. And that's later that like summer, that shit started to happen. And I've just been on a tear, like, what the fuck who are these people? What are they doing? What's the end game? And you never know. I didn't know it was going to take me to where it is now, but I don't have an agenda. I don't have a stake in the game. I have a stake in like the human game because I have a kid, but it's just fascinating. Honestly, dude, here's a good example. Here's I guess it sums it up well. We are literally, people go to these movies where the Avengers fight the Thanos, and like all these blockbuster shit where crazy shit is happening on planet Earth. That's happening, and it's really happening. It's real life, and people are just like, I'm not interested in that, but it's really happening. The same shit's happening.
It's almost like it's a metaphor for real life, and they put it in the movies.
Right, to make us, like, they're inversionists, man, to make us think that this is fake, And you talked about, like, generations, like, programming next generations. At some point, if you have one generation that's, like, their entire life is, like, a lie, or their entire length or livelihood or whatever, like, they've been lied to, they supported the lie, they're creating a fake reality, and they're just programming the next person for the fake reality. And as the Archons and Nag Hammadi texts say, like the Archons have trapped us in a fake like reality, an alternate dimension where they are feeding off of us, just like the Matrix, man.
And I think it's interesting you mentioned how, one generation is brainwashing the next. They're prepping everybody, but it works so well that people like me and you that question things, we're the black sheep. Like, oh, you're not religious? What the fuck? Why? Or, you ask questions like, what the government's doing don't seem right. And people are like, well, I don't want to talk about it. Like, why not?
Dude, yeah, that happened on a live cast of mine actually recently. The girl, she said, this is why I don't want to talk about stuff like this, because it makes me uncomfortable. And I asked her, I was like, okay, do you understand what you just said? Like, you're on my cast. This is what I wanted to talk about. And you want to stop because you're uncomfortable. She got pissed off and hung up.
Really?
Yeah, dude,
this is my show, bitch.
Right? It's like, yeah, Rush Limbaugh does the same thing. And I hate Rush Limbaugh. But anyways, honestly, it's got to have something to do with when you're told or when you find out. And I'm not like making fun or poking fun of anybody here, but when you find out, like, holy shit, everything, like, they've lied about everything, that's a fucking kick to the gut. I mean, you've lived however long you've lived in life, and that people take that as an insult or like a jab at them. And it's like, no, it's honestly like the greatest freedom you can ever be given, because now you have the power to like literally figure what is really going on and who you really are, because people have no idea of the true potential of the human being,
Yep, that's true. And how you're saying, find out about who you really are. If you're constantly trying to be like the others around you, like, trying to follow the religion they're in, or politics they're in, and you just follow them because you don't want to be different. You don't have your own opinion, right? Are you really living your own life? You know, and since it's so short, I mean, we don't fucking last very long, you know, if you long enough timeline. Like, live your fucking life, do what makes you fucking happy, and stop letting others tell you how to live your life. And that's basically what I try and tell people. And sometimes, like you said, they could take that as offensive. Like, why are you talking about that? You know, or, well, that's the shit that's happening right now. Like, I'm sorry it makes you uncomfortable, but people got to know, right?
Right? I mean, it's just dude, they're not. We have some very evil, sick people, and I think the point is, like George Carlin said, they don't give a fuck about us, man. They don't fucking care. Like, they fucking don't care. They could give two fucks. They think of themselves as like different, like literally different stock altogether, you know. And sometimes it's like their system, their society has literally been fashioned, or it's also fashioned to produce these like conformist like cops that will pounce down on anything that thinks outside of the alternative. It's like, hey, that sheep or that wolf or that dog and that farmer, they're working together. Like, you're crazy, man. You know, that they've literally built everything around us to like keep us in check and make sure that we're not thinking outside the box, you know. They destroy the crazy the crazy alternative view, you know.
Yep, they make you look dumb or crazy. That way, people won't want to listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like I think we mentioned we talked before where people ask you talk about conspiracies and they're like, "Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist?" Like, yeah, but I think one time you're saying somebody asked you, "Are you a flat earther?" And you're like, "No," and they're like, "Oh, okay, God, thank God, now I'll listen to you." But like, if you were to say, "Oh yeah, I'm a flat earther," they're like, right away you lost their attention.
Mm-hmm.
And well, so you know, I told you my brother's a flat earther, and they got people like us, you know, they, you know, look up conspiracies and stuff. They got us against each other because, like you were saying, we question things, but we're not better than each other. Like, you know, some conspiracies, I know some, but I'm not like, well, I'm better than you because I believe in this or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's just me, but I noticed the flat Earth community, they're like, they think they're up here and everybody's down here. It kind of separates the whole conspiracy theory guys. Like, I don't know if it's just the flat earth community themselves, but so many narcissists. Like, dude, my brother yesterday, bro, like I told him, I'm like, we get along, but I'm like, dude, just don't mention the flat earth shit. Because he told me that the sky is a hologram, right? Because I'm like, why is the Earth flat and all the other planets are round? And he's like, oh, it's all a hologram. The sun is fake. I'm like, okay, so the sun's a lamp. Because, I mean, sunlight, you could feel it. You know, it has effects, radiation.
Mm-hmm.
And so I told him, I'm like, hey, well, this later on, I told him, well, if the sky's a hologram, there's ancient writings and symbols, you know, written all over, you know, pyramids or caves and shit about the sky and the sun and how stars line up, you know. That's been around for thousands of years since the beginning of mankind. So you're telling me the sky's been a hologram that long? And then he's like, oh, I never said the sky was a hologram. I'm like, bro, really? But
Hey, yeah.
and then he just acts like if I'm a fucking liar. I'm like, you said that. Now you're denying it because I caught you. And then the other day, I'm sorry, I'm going off for a rant here.
No, dude, you're fine. Yeah, this is interesting to me. Like, very,
But
like we're going to talk about this. This is so interesting to me.
The shit that pisses me off is like, okay, if you have an opinion, I have an opinion, we don't agree, okay, whatever. I'll be like, yeah, that's cool, you know. But him, it's different. Like, he was telling me, oh yeah, you know, hot lava is like thousands of degrees hot. And then when it meets water, water's only like 70 degrees. He's like, that's crazy. That can't be real. And I'm like, well, it happens, bro. That's how new land is made, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, how come the water doesn't evaporate? And I'm like, well, if you see footage of it, you see a lot of fucking smoke. That's the water evaporating.
There's
It's not
steam
gonna,
and shit.
It's not gonna evaporate the whole fucking ocean. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And then I told him that, and then he got all mad at me. He's like, you know what? Never mind. You don't get it. And I'm like, no, explain to me. Explain how it's not real. And he's like, you're not smart enough to understand. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like,
dude, yeah, go ahead. Sorry. I just.
No, I'm done. It's just like, bro, if you can't even explain yourself, don't act like if I'm stupid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And, okay. So I had a similar kind of an encounter with a flat earther because I was talking about some anomalies on the moon, and his response was, NASA's fake. That's retarded because that can't exist. It's like, okay, you already have that preconceived notion, so you're going to find and seek information that will validate your hard rigid belief, because true. That's even you can have a hard rigid belief in this like conspiracy field, and they can get you cul-de-sac, look, exactly just like that. Let's talk about if what does it matter if it's flat or if it's round? I was at the lake today. I was at Clinton or Perry Lake here in Lawrence, standing on the shore, dude. It's pretty obvious the fucking Earth has a little bit of a fucking, it's pretty fucking obvious to me, at least. And
I seen it at the beach. You look at the water
right.
line.
It's just like, well, it looks to be a little bit of a curvature. And now I'm not going to get into the whole flat Earth thing. It's just, but how they kind of like pit us against each other. Yes. You can still be in the field or the research field, but that's how they cul-de-sac the flat Earth versus the, people will spend fucking days. There's entire Twitter accounts devoted to exposing flat Earth. I have a trouble with flat Earth because a big part of flat Earth under my, I guess, research, or as I understand it, is the firmament. And I'm just not a religious person. Yes. I have a trouble buying into that aspect when I know that the people who wrote the Bible did that for a reason to, not for, I don't think God, the real God, I don't think that, I think Lucifer had something to do with that, but I don't think that the infinite light,
Because like if you're into conspiracies that deeply, then you probably already know that the church was made with the government to manipulate people. You probably already know that. And see, my brother used to agree with me on that, but until he went this flat earth way, now he fucking says Christian shit from the Bible, but he's not religious. And I'm like, dude, that's like contradicting yourself. You know what I mean?
Double speak, double think. That's what that is. And double think, man. That blows my mind. That's George Orwell speak. That's how well the Archon consciousness or the Archon programming has fucking confused us. We literally defend and oppose the same belief at the same time. That's what we do. Just walk around and do that, Hey, exactly. I got this gun, but I hate guns. Fuck you, man. Fuck you.
Yes. Like, how are you? And he talks so much shit about religion, and then he'll post like Christian posts, like Bible quotes. And I'm like, if you don't believe in the Bible and you talk shit about it, why are you posting shit from the Bible? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not posting stuff from the Quran or something, because.
And I don't. Okay, let me say this about the Bible. I think that there's I have a really favorite Bible course. It's a 7-course Bible verse. No, but there are good things in the Bible, obviously. And I'm not saying that they authored every single word like, we're going to get them now. No, it was altered, and some greedy fucking terrible, a parasite force, the same force that's fucking sucking the planet dry of all the resources and people and, fun and sex and good quality NFL football games.
Halftime show with half-naked Latinas.
Hey, man, hour and a half. We think you guys can come back out and play a football game after you've been sitting here for an hour and a half? I don't give a goddamn. Get up your goddamn asses. Go out there and play a football game, okay? America's watching. They won't see a game.
Play football with boners.
Hey, you took a vag. Well, you know what? I don't give a goddamn. You know what? You're going in there, son. But, dude, speaking of that, that was a satanic ritual on Ingrid's day. Literally that day, the Super Bowl fell on a Wicca like a pagan ritual. The second day of the festival, yeah, she did a Ingrid. It was the fertility god of.
Oh, Aphrodite's?
No, I'll look this up because
that's Greek though, huh?
Ingrid's Day. It was the festival was called Ingrid's Day. I can't remember what the name of the god.
And it's a pagan ritual.
Yeah, dude. Shakira danced in as the tale or the prophecy or whatever. She basically she was doing a fertility ritual for the feminine energy. Like she had her hands in remember that rope?
Uh-huh.
That rope signified the fertility and the infinite. And she did the same hand motions as this god or this goddess, Ingrid's Day. Let me find this real quick. But dude, she was doing a fertility ritual. They had kids in cages. Yeah, dude. The goat and it was a ritual to the goat and the sweet milk of goat milk. That's what it was too. But
is it like that? Like the Wicker Man, where they put all these animals and whatever they want to sacrifice in cages and burn them.
Yep. We're talking like witches, like that's I guess Wicca is kind of a form of witchcraft, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Let me find.
Hey, while you do that, I'm gonna take a piss real quick.
That's fine. We're doing good. We'll keep rolling. We're doing good. I like what we're doing here.
All right. I'm gonna pause the recording real quick.
Okay, sounds good.
So everybody, unfortunately, we ran out of time for this episode, but no worries. There's still a lot more content. Gets a lot crazier, a lot deeper. And so this is just a part 1 out of a part 2. So just stay tuned and we'll keep it coming. And but for now, while you're waiting on part 2, why don't you go check out the Drew World Order? Yeah, Drew World Order podcast. Could find it pretty much anywhere you listen to your favorite podcast. Or check out the website as in www.the-dwo.com. So it's the-dwo.com. Or check out his other podcast, right? Take a little break from conspiracies and go check out Sal 9000. Yeah, hilarious fucking prank calls. Trust me, you'll laugh your ass off. So, this spring, the journey continues. A fat Mexican and a German professor go together on a quest, fighting the government, hunted by the government and the Illuminati on their quest to find the truth. Will they survive? Tune in next time. Later.